Hello everyone, and oh, it's been a while. Welcome back to Death Battle Animation Analysis. As always, I'm Sam.
And good morning. My name is Immortal.
Alright, and here we're going to be covering Kratos vs. Asura, and this is going to be an interesting one, because the fight itself is like significantly different compared to like the standard Death Battle episode, which, well, we'll get into that as the episode begins.
Yeah. I mean, if I could just, I'll probably save my initial thoughts for a bit later.
Yeah. We're starting off with just the stuff that was shown in the teaser, this time like without the game audio from both God of War and Asura's Wrath. Like, starting off, I really do like the titles they have like when they're introduced. A lot like both Asura's Wrath and God of War games.
I really should probably play some of the games, but at the same time, I'm not spending $80 on a game that's technically incomplete.
DLC, yay! Anyways. And then it's just not there. I think that's a really cool thing they did here, because this happens a couple of times in Norse games where the door to Kratos' house opens, and you see like a silhouette of God, and usually Kratos fights them, or sometimes it's just like a spirit or something like that. That's a really nice touch.
Are you the one who ordered the meat lovers?
Funnily enough, I did have a Little Caesars meat lovers yesterday.
Oh, I'm eating one right now.
Yeah.
Well, technically it's a New York deli from a different place, but yeah.
Okay, now Kratos just like glows here. And he's transported to Gaia. I don't think they ever give a reason why this happens. What I think would have been like a nice way to like make the transition a bit smoother is maybe show like the Golden Spider Chakravartin like lowering itself in Kratos' house so we know like who's behind it. Maybe something like that. But yeah, no, it's a little bit abrupt. And I don't think it's just clear why, like, it's not really clear why, he just shows up in front of Kratos' daughter like this, so. Okay, before I do that, I'm gonna assume that these are, I think it's been a while, I think these are enemies from Asura's Wrath, like guards or something. But anyway, aside from that, Asura's goofy ass run here.
I mean, it doesn't look that goofy.
Yeah, no, it's just like, I guess it's because of how small he looks. And it's like a single, like, ever so slightly panning shot instead of like the more dynamic, like, tracking shot. Like, maybe if it was like from behind him and it was following him a little more closely, I think it might have looked a bit better. But I don't mind, because like, the way the lighting works here, I think it helps, enhances it a lot.
For the most part, looks pretty.
Yeah, no, well, I will say, like, it's not, the detail on some of the, like, backgrounds and stuff isn't, like, super high. It still, like, looks really good for what they do here.
It's true, then. The god of war is on Gaia. But not for long.
Okay.
I don't like his voice.
Yeah, no, Chris
I'm
Galero.
sorry, no offense to the voice actor.
Yeah, no, Chris Galero.
Of course, I want to keep repeating that. Like, every time. But I do not like his performance as Asura. I'm not a big fan of Kratos' VA either. Again, no offense. Just
Kratos' VA is actually 19 from what I remember.
damn.
Yeah, no, like, well, Kratos' voice I'm a little mixed on, because, like, it sounds like a weird, like, middle line between Norse and Greek Kratos, but as for Asura, like, Chris Gallo gets the inflection right. He gets, like, the way Asura speaks correctly, at least, but, yeah, no, considering, Asura's English voice actor is Liam O'Brien, that's, that's an incredibly high bar to top. Aside from that, I do like the title they do here. This time it's in the Asura's Wrath font. Like, that's pretty great. Aside from, and I do like a part of the setup here because I think the implication is that there's a little bit more time that takes place here, or...
It's true then. The god of war is on Gaia.
I think, I like it, there's, like, the implication that something did like, Kratos' reputation, you know, tearing through the Greek pantheon and then, wreaking havoc in the Norse one. I like the way that they, like, combine the lores between the multiple pantheons together. So, like, Kratos' reputation is so great that Asura knows who he is. That's a really neat bit of, like, world building.
I have no comment on that.
But not for long. You do not want this fight. Run!
Now that the fight's actually starting.
Some of the camera work is unbelievable to follow.
Yeah, I think that's just an issue with a lot of SFM episodes because of the way they're animated. Or, I guess not SFM, this is Blender now, so...
Well, I mean, Ganon vs. Dracula was SFM, and it looked fine. That was pretty good camera angles.
They did it a little slower for that one. Okay, one thing I do like, the sound design is pretty good. Like, you can feel a lot of the weight.
No, go back.
Yeah?
When Kratos throws his axe here, oh, he punches it, and then that sends him back. Yeah, I would not have gotten that at first.
Huh.
Also, I know you said the sound design, but honestly, I disagree. These don't really sound as impactful as they should, considering the characters.
I mean, it's just starting out, but I think you can, like, hear a slight difference here. Like, when... Like, Asura's, it's very subtle, but Asura's strikes sound notably heavier compared to Kratos' punch there.
Yeah, they do.
Okay, one thing I will also give credit to, like, the effects of whenever Asura, like, powers up or, like, uses transformations, the effects are good. Like, they're very, like, I guess, faithful to, like, the original game.
Yeah, they do look alright.
I think it's like a very neat thing how, like, Kratos tries recalling his axe, but also it's just so fast that he just, like, punches him before he can recall it. Also, I'm pretty sure that the sound they use for when Kratos is, like, recalling his axe is the same sound effect they use for Thor's Mjolnir in a lot of Marvel works.
I mean, I don't see why
I mean, it makes sense.
I don't see why it wouldn't work here.
Okay, I'm a little mixed on, like, the just random, like, speed blitzing effects they do for the punches here. Like, I get what they're going for, but
Omni-Man versus Bardock.
yeah, no, it doesn't feel like speed blitz punching POV, I don't know. It doesn't feel like it works for Asura as much as it should. And then the temple collapses.
That feels like it collapses way too fast. Like it just sinks into the ground.
I think that was the intention because like they break it open like that. Like you can see like the cracks in the ground as they push apart. I think it's supposed to imitate like not just a collapsing building, but like a sinkhole effect. Okay, I need to address this really quickly. One thing. This is the only time the QuickTime event is used, and like,
it's so crusty.
And like,
What?
Yeah, no, there's a pink square because the green screen wasn't done properly. But I found out there's a reason for this. So I was in like another server, versus server. We were like rewatching this, and one of the people explained to me they went into the game files of Asura's Wrath. For some reason, the QuickTime events are crusty and low quality as hell. Like they don't know why because that doesn't look like that in the actual game. But the actual game resources for Asura's Wrath had the QuickTime events look like really shit quality.
Seems very strange.
And then, like, again, I do like the little, like, titles they do every time Asura, like, reaches a new transformation.
That hit sucks.
Yeah, just, like, honestly, I really wish that, honestly, please just, I don't like that it's just a boulder that sends Asura flying. Like, use one of Kratos' like, heavier weapons to do that instead, you know?
Or at least use, like, a pillar as, like, a bat, or something.
I guess that,
just a chunk of rock feels lame, and the impact...
I guess the pillar wouldn't be able to done with, like, the perspective here. It would be, like, too big and out of frame. It would probably look less clear if it was a pillar, but yeah.
So also the hit sounds really weak. Like it sounds like they're throwing a beanbag throw. A beanbag throw.
I really do like
the only bits I actually do really like.
Yeah, no, they get the speed blitzing aspect of Asura really well, because he's not just strong, he's also really damn fast.
And
You let your wrath
I really wish Kratos was
I'm just gonna say this now. I am going to say this now.
Yeah?
I hate that they show no battle damage on Kratos.
Yeah. It's
like, spoiler for the rest of the fight, but in that case, why are you watching us before you watch the actual
why would you watch us breaking down an animation?
I mean, we appreciate it.
Yeah.
We appreciate it, but like, what? But they just don't show Kratos taking any damage.
Yeah.
Like he takes attacks from Asura, of course, but his model doesn't like update to show that. At least with Omni-Man, they added like blood and his cape torn out.
I want to assume that maybe because Kratos' God of War 4 model is like stupidly high HD, that maybe it was hard to like edit blood onto it. I don't know. I'm not an animator. I don't know these answers.
You let your wrath
like I hate whenever that happens.
Consume you. I have been down that road before.
Shut up! So I like to rap.
Very well.
I will say it. Someone pointed this out, but this frame specifically looks like Kratos is in like epic rap battles.
I just said that.
Wait, oh shit! I don't think your mic picked it up. Fuck.
Oh my fucking god! I said I am Kratos. I like to rap.
You know, it's really fun. I think what's neat is like Kratos' God of War Greek God of War model doesn't seem like too far-fetched. Doesn't seem like it's clashing too much. Like they seem to be like of a similar quality. I don't remember if they had a HD God of War like Greek Kratos model for the newer games.
Shut up! Very well.
I do like though that like Kratos, you know, a guy that was consumed by his rage once, tries like de-escalating the fight to show how far he's come. And Asura, well, yeah, Asura has like control of his anger. He also just knows how to channel it in a way, focus even though he doesn't sound like he's in control. I think it works really well here. Well, I will say this little bit here is kind of weird, in my opinion. Like how he impales Asura, and he does the whole like swinging thing, but he just throws Asura back on the same platform he was on. We actually don't even see Asura like in this, like when he spins around, like when he spins here. We just see the spinning effect. Like I think can you barely make it out? Is that us?
Yeah, you can barely see him.
Yeah, maybe if we saw like a different tracking shot for his spin, it might have been better. But yeah, no, he just slams Asura back down there, and Asura's already back on his feet.
Right next to the crater.
Yeah.
Also, here comes that fucking spear that I hate.
Like, hold on, let me slow down one back. Yeah, no, Asura, we don't even see, like, no, Asura just completely still here. Like, he's not even reacting, and it cuts away the moment, like, Kratos uses his spears, like, a ranged attack. Like, look, he's not in frame. An explosion, then we cut to him. Like, it's neat animation tricks, I guess, but still.
How did he miss all of this?
Yeah. And then just, like, launches it into the air. Yeah, no, I really don't like how for, like, a lot of the fight here, they're just standing on the opposite ends of the canyon. It's like...
Also, the canyon got wider.
Yeah. It's like they're playing a game of tennis or some shit, honestly. This time they actually hit, sort of. Yeah, no, like... You know, like, I don't like that they're, for a lot of this part, they're not reeling from the attacks, like, at all. They're, like, barely reacting.
Yeah.
Again, I mentioned it earlier, but when it comes to, like, actually, like, portraying Asura pretty well in terms of, like, I guess, like, the... How do I put it? The, like, treating him like he is in the original game. Like, they handled that part well, at least.
Fucking spear that I hate. And then he...
Yeah, no, it's just instantly explosion.
He falls like a fucking Looney Tunes character.
Yeah, no, because, like, he pauses, like, a little bit here, and then he takes the time to, like, look and then falls like that. Yeah, no, it's unintentionally funny.
What is she still doing here?
I will say, a little thing I like here is you can see, like, Asura's eyes, like, they're noticeably less glowy compared to, like, the rest of the fight here. Which shows, like, the more, like, humane, how is it, the more, like, down-to-earth side of him. And then it's, like, specifically when it's for his daughter crying out for him. And then, like, once he does, his eyes, you know, turn red. Okay, I think like then the Kratos looking down into the canyon. And it's just already exploding. Do you know what I think would have been probably a better transition than just, explosion of light? What if they had, like, we just see, like, a few frames of, like, Berserk Asura from Kratos' point of view just, like, shooting out of the depths of the canyon before grabbing him?
Yes, that would probably work.
Yeah, and then we get to here.
Okay, I like the voice performance there, but that's mainly because of the effects.
Yeah, the, like, heavily, like, Berserk voice.
Yeah.
Like, the way that the explosion happens there, and they're transported to, like, an alternate realm. Like, the cracks in the sky, like, that's really good.
Oh, yeah.
Then we get to the second half of the fight, I guess it's the one way to call it. I do like how Asura, like, powering up there, like, just shatters the ice. And it's not, like, completely destroyed. Like, some of the ice is still there. I think that's better than just, completely destroying the entire ice model and just, shooting forward. I will say I do not like how...
So fucking lame.
Yeah, no, just... Yeah, that's it for Berserker Asura. Like, that's... yeah, okay, so he powers up, grabs Kratos and shoots upwards, transports them, breaks free of the ice, and that's it. That's literally all Berserk Asura gets to do.
Yep.
This is not my end!
This shot is dope as fuck, but also, this portion of the fight kind of...
Yeah, no, like the...
I am so sorry if I'm being, like, rude or anything. Like, I'm really not trying to be. But I'm sorry if my language is a bit, I don't know, harsh or mean. That's not my intention.
Yeah, no, it's like, the framing here, the whole, like, you get the size of Asura the Destructor, like, really, really well. They conveyed, like, the size of him perfectly. But the main problem is, like, man, he's so goddamn slow.
That's not how this form moves in the game.
No, like this, even though Asura the Destructor is like, a giant ass like being, he's not slow as shit compared to like, let's say like the Wizen fight, which they're obviously homaging here. He's just, he's still super fast and like can still do like blitzing stuff. But yeah, no, so they just, giant ass monster type deals and just make it really slow. I guess I don't know, maybe you can argue, ooh, they're doing it to like, he's powering up and it's like, concentrating the power, but like, it's kind of lame.
Also, this is like the only attack he does in this form.
Yeah. Did we really need to have him do both legs? Like, I think one leg would have been perfectly fine. Like, we don't need 2 shots of his cheeks.
Well, sure, you don't. You can't even see them.
And then it's just... Like, hold on. Clearly, you don't own an air fryer.
This shot does not look good.
And, like, I get what they're doing.
That shot is fine, but...
Yeah, no, like, they're doing this, like, homage the same pose Asura does against Wizen, where he yells, like, come on. But it's also just, like, man. Like, no, another thing I really don't like is, like, look at how close the fist is here. Like, it's completely covers everything, and it's like, okay, now it feels like it got a little further away. And, like, then we have, like, no, like, I don't like how Kratos, look, like, he does this, he holds out his arms, and then he's just in the default pose again. Yeah, and then he just catches it. Like sends Asura back there. Honestly, I honestly think I might have preferred it if they had Asura's arm like shatter there, because you know, with his whole deal of always losing arms in battle.
Oh yeah.
Death has not earned me yet, Titan.
Yeah, no, God, they
that fucking spear that I hate.
Yeah, no, God, they rely so much on the like they rely way too much on this freaking spear, man.
Fucking spear that I hate.
The effects for on like all the spears though, this looks nice. Like,
why is it so giant now? Why'd it grow?
I mean, it's glowing, so I'd assume it's like a giant version of said spear. But like, yeah, no, I like how you can see like the cracks in the sky, and then before they like just bombard off.
But you deserve a worthy end.
Like, I do like how he finally brings out like the Blades of Chaos here, and he does it. Yeah, no, like the glowing effect on them is like really good because now they're actually active. Yeah, no, like another thing, like God, the scope, like we mentioned our like issues with like the giant part of the fight, but the scope of it is like handled really well with like him jumping between debris like this, and that's like how massive Asura is in the background.
And then you realize this is like just a solid minute leading up to the kill.
And then finally, there's the Blade of Olympus, which that's another issue. The entire time Kratos doesn't pull that thing out, and until here. Which is like one of the most unfortunately, most obviously telegraphed fights in the entire show as a result.
So Asura doesn't even fucking say anything. At least not until he fucking dies.
You are a monster no longer. I never was.
Yeah, okay, that ending. Before I talk about what I think of it, I need to talk about Kratos' fucking goofy ass. Like, look at that walk.
It looks like he's more sliding along.
Yeah, no, like he's on like one of those like what those like ground escalators they have at like airports. Like it's kind of
moving
like
sidewalk.
Yeah, the moving sidewalk. Yeah, it just like okay. We'll say I do like I like and don't like what they do here. There's a lot of stuff I do like here, where like they have also like whole like Kratos like mistake like you don't die a monster, and also never I never was. I think that works for their characters. But at the same time, it's also like maybe you could have added more like when Asura opened his eyes here. Maybe you should have like had them as the normal eyes he had at before his first death and at the very end of the game. That could have probably helped a lot here. And I will think, like, if I were to like compare this to like some of the other like, I guess in a way like tragic type endings they did, it feels like they did like a better version of, say, like Tanjiro versus Jonathan. Like,
I don't like that ending either.
Yeah, no, the pacing here is at least better, and what they do is also pretty decent. But it's like, like I get what they were going for. Like, hold on, where should I? Okay, which frame do I leave it paused on?
Oh right. Do we want to talk about the alternate?
You know what? Sure. Like, since the alternate, it's not like alternate scenario type deal, but like, yeah, no, let's just go to like the alternate ending. It's just.
It wasn't in this box.
I really wish they did the alternate ending. They like didn't do it like side box.
For one thing, Kratos just fucking stands there.
Yeah, no, he doesn't like react at all. He just stands here. No, look at this. Look at his face here. There's no reaction. Like, aside from like, I guess like his eyes ever so like squinting before he gets just punched. He doesn't even move. Like, it's the same just default pose this entire time. Like, the effects here are good, like especially on Asura's end. Like with the.
I'm gonna be completely honest. This is one of my favorite portions of the fucking fight.
Yeah.
To that one Kingdom Hearts opening. Looks like a map from Halo.
Do you know what I find unbelievable? That's like, I think the thing that annoys me the most is that the funny thing is you can argue that this is technically a better ending because of the implications of all the stuff they do. Because Asura, the absolute best you can hope for is Asura, coming back from the. Since, like, Kratos leaves his body, his mantra brings him back eventually, but we don't know how long that'll take. But, like, here, like, Kratos, even though, like, they did confirm we're getting more God of War games, like, Kratos' journey is effectively over. Like, he's done almost, like, everything he's, like, really needed to, like, do. Like, he's found atonement, and his son's grown into his own person. Like if he dies, now, like it's perfectly content for him. So like, yeah, no, I think the fact that you can argue the alternate ending like narratively works better is kind of, yeah.
So they should have just like overhyped Asura then.
And then we get to like, okay, which frame should we leave it on? You know what? I'm leaving it on the pink square.
God damn it.
Like, yeah, no, so, like, as overall the fight is just. I get what they were going for. Like, this feels less like a death battle fight and more like the more like cinematic approach. So, like, I'm not completely mad with what they did. I do, like, when I first watched it, yeah, I was, like, incredibly disappointed. But, like, after rewatching it with, like, you know, my thick writing brain in mind, I like it a lot more.
I'm still not really a big fan. I think it's really disappointing. One of the big things is... Okay, two things. One, I don't think the music fits.
I'm a little, like, on the fence about that, because, like, yeah, I think the music should have had, like, more hype moments. But at the same time, I think the more melancholic feel does work, especially in Asura's case, because Asura's theme is a very, like, despite, like, the type of character Asura is, like, it's a very, like, soft, melancholic, song for his main theme. There's, like, only a slight hint of grandiose flair in it, but it's, like, a very, very, like, tame, theme for a Berserker. And, like, mixing that with, like, God of War's, I guess, orchestral and chanting style, I think it works well for the fight they do here.
And my other thing that I don't really like is this fight just really lacks spectacle.
Really lacks what?
Spectacle.
Yeah.
Like, you're doing a fight with fucking Asura and Kratos. Have you seen their fucking games?
Yeah, no, they fight the Titans, Asura, like...
I know...
Yeah, it's
Let
like...
me finish.
Oh, sorry.
You always do this. Like, you see the kind of fights they have in their games. Like, I get that Valve's working on a limited budget, especially nowadays, and they can't really do everything. But at the same time, you're still doing a fight between two characters who have some of the most fucking crazy fights in video game history. Like, you see, like, what Asura does in his game when he fights. And you see, like, the absolute carnage Kratos can rack in his. I don't... That's not really here. And that disappoints me. That's... And I know they can't always do stuff like that. But they also just got done with fucking Bowser versus Eggman.
Yeah. I think another thing that puts...
No hate to the team. I love you. I just want to say that. Yeah.
I think another problem was, like, they really did hype the hell out of this fight. Like, they kept talking about, like, how much it's animated, the fact that it's, like, second longest episode of all of Death Battle. Like, they put a lot into this, and, like, no, we normally don't talk about it, but the analysis segment and the verdict are both really good. Like, especially the analysis part.
I mean, this episode actually gave Kratos, or no, not Kratos, Asura a pretty big buff. I'm not even gonna lie.
Yeah.
He's not multiversal because he broke a statue.
Yeah, like...
Thank you for that.
Yeah, Asura goated, he deserves it. I cracked, like, when I went through Asura's analysis, I cracked a smile multiple times. Like, when I saw the little note saying, asking them to put him in Marvel vs. Capcom, I'm like, yes.
Oh, yeah. I saw that.
But, like, yeah, no, the episode does do a lot, right? It's just the fight itself was, like, incredibly hyped up. And that kind of did work against it, because they gave us, like, very high expectations as a result. Which was, like, saying a lot, considering the last two episodes we had, Bowser vs. Eggman and Among Us vs. Fall Guys, were, like, both very highly regarded episodes. So we thought this one would, like, follow suit, but...
How in the hell does Among Us vs. Fall Guys have more destruction and spectacle than fucking Kratos vs. Asura?
It has the most destruction out of, like, all the Kickstarter episodes. That's insane.
Jesus Christ.
Like, yeah, no, like, I do personally think the episode's good. I'm not placing it in, like, my all-time favorites, but there's a lot the episode does do, like, really well that I do appreciate. And the fact that, like, I can definitely tell there was, like, a lot of passion put into it, even though it didn't, like, reach the expectations of, like, a lot of folks. But, like... Yeah, no, it was an incredibly hyped up episode. It is good in my opinion. It's just it didn't live up to the hype they like kept advertising it with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, want to talk about the next time?
Oh yeah, next time. That's next time. I'm actually pretty excited for it.
Asura's Wrath 2, the end. Next time on Death Battle.
Subscribe and join as a member to see more Death Battle.
Ghost Rider versus Spawn. That's a fight I've been waiting for a while. And I think it's just like the fact that we're getting a new Spawn episode right after a Kratos episode. It's just really fitting.
Oh yeah.
It feels a lot like how do I put it? A lot like they're like trying to go in a way. It's like going back to the roots while also like being new installments in a new era. Since both of these Kratos and Spawn's fight was back in season 1, we're seeing them like now with a bunch of new things. So like I'm really excited for this one. And Ghost Rider is cool as always. He had a good episode back then. I'm curious what they'll do here.
Oh yeah. Huh.
But yeah, with
Well,
that,
we can only wait and see.
yeah, I am excited for it.
I have no strong opinions one way or the other.
But yeah, with that said, thank you all for watching. Well, as always, I'm Sam,
And good evening. My name is Immortal.
and we'll see you all next time. Bye.
Have a good one.